Alpha Andromedae 4's production woes are beginning to abate, but before we leave this system again, I am determined to improve this planet's self-sufficiency. Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Dyson Sphere Program in our Alpha Andromedae series. So... oh, wow. Yeah, that copper mine is almost done. Speaking of that, let's take a look at copper, because we improved using pilers several different lines yesterday, but we didn't do anything for the copper. And I feel like that's going to start to be a problem soon. Let's see. I think we can safely pile, like, here. Well, first of all, I need to go ahead and build some additional pilers, because I don't have any in my inventory. 2, 3, 4. I did not mean to do that in sync with the music just now, but that's what happened. Alright. Oh, wait, wrong way. Wrong way. We want it to go that way. Okay, so copper-wise, though, we're really not going to see a ton more production on this planet. I think there's one more copper vein, and it's down there. I do already have copper set up to import. Hang on, let's, just for the sake of being thorough, let us get that set up there as well. It's not needed per se, but I just want every copper on this line to be boosted. So just to ensure that we're going to do a couple of things just to ensure that the copper situation is properly dealt with. I'm going to come down to this copper right away. Do I have what I need to build some more mines? Yes, I do. Perfect. Go ahead and build 5 of them. Solar cell life, level 6. That's good. The solar cells that are going up will be able to sustain themselves a little bit longer now. It does seem like, yeah, the titanium shortage is definitely abating, because you can see the rate at which we are producing these research cubes increasing once again. So the work that we did just at the end of the last episode, without even leaving to go back to Alpha Andromedae 2 to check on it directly, it's already looking better. Oh wow, look at this. We can cover most of the deposit. I will do 3 mines here. Glorious. Alright, so in this case, I'll put down a Tesla tower to power them. And I think I can use a Tesla tower to connect these. Yes, I can. Perfect. And then I'll set up a splitter here. And how many more pilers can I build? I might not have the resources that oh, yep, I can build 1 more, and that's all I needed. Perfect. So this is giving time for some of the other resource chains that I worked on in the last episode to kind of improve on this planet. And we can double check them when I'm done getting this copper situation set up. And remember that, I mean, I do definitely have a copper import strategy set up as well. Oh wait, that's the wrong way. Ideally it needs to be here. Alright, here's this. Okay. And then, yeah, I'm just going to have these come out directly. Alright, so that's all 3. I will need to double check my power situation after all this, but I think we'll be mostly okay. Yeah, it seems alright. I'll still double check it when I'm definitely done with everything here. Which will hopefully be soon. I feel like this is a planet I just keep coming back to over and over. And what I want to do, like my ultimate goal here, is to have an efficient kind of production apparatus set up so that I can import those, like the silicon and the copper that I have more limited quantities of, and eventually iron, and just run imported metal through this one planet as a main production facility. Should work. Yeah, definitely seeing a lot more research progress now. So that's one indication that everything I'm doing is already working to my advantage. I just want to continue to make sure okay, so I'll go ahead and have, well, let's bring it up a little bit farther because you never know, I might be able to expand copper in the future. So what I'm doing right now is not strictly necessary. There isn't a copper shortage yet, but I don't want there to be one later. There's actually less of a copper shortage than anything else. So metal is finally, it seems, or I keep doing that, iron is finally in much better shape. We have a little bit of a backup of magnets, and it seems they're actually increasing in quantity, which is good to see. Not so much with what's going on here. Yeah, so not so much with iron ingots. You can definitely see there's still a struggle for all of these to fully produce. Hang on, let's go ahead and delete those. So iron ingots are struggling to get all the way around here, which is interesting. Alright, seems like we are totally okay now on the production of some resources, but still not producing enough. Really? We seem like we're completely okay on... Okay, well, this seems like a bit of overkill, but I'm going to make a small adjustment here. I'm going to just do this manually. Alright, so you're going to pull silicon and copper. And I once again have to adjust this line to make this happen, but it's fine. Totally okay. Okay, and now you're going to output onto this line. And maybe that will help, because we're completely backed up on the production of these. But I was not producing enough of these in order to really send off the adequate number of processors. Still seems like it's struggling a bit. Oh, wait, it'd be getting better now. Let's see. All right, starting to produce. I like it. All right, and then again... Still issues with the... Oh, wait, what's going on here? No, that's just full. Interesting. Yeah, still issues with the amount of iron being produced. So I can do something similar to what I did... Yeah, I totally could. I can do something similar to what I did with the silicon last episode. We can just come down here. I can delete you. You're probably not necessary? Question mark? Maybe not, we'll see. Alright, so that's a little bit spread out, more than I like, but I'll take it. 2, 3. Yeah, I'll just do the 3 for now. And then we will need to just place 1 Tesla tower there. It's a little bit ugly. But right now, I just want this thing to function efficiently. Let's have a little bit more iron production. Now, obviously, once I have the ability to upgrade these, which I already do. I've unlocked the next level of smelter, but I don't have unipolar magnets yet. We have to go get that resource. So there's so many things that I can improve on as far as like this problem I'm trying to solve right now, just by continuing to get my technology up to snuff. But we have had such an issue over the last maybe 10 episodes or so with the production, for example, of processors and the ongoing production of titanium. Alright, so it does seem like I need to get another titanium line connected here, so let's look into that, shall we? I still have 4 million titanium on this planet. Surely I can find another deposit worth mining. Yeah, here's one right here. And another silicon deposit as well that I haven't even touched. So that's good. Alright, so this will help with the titanium. Not only on this planet, but primarily on Alpha Andromedae 2, where it is being consumed so voraciously. There's a 9, perfect. Love that. Love that for us. Alright. That is set up, and now I just need... Now, I may not be able to do any more pilers, because I think I have been genuinely running low on the resources to make these. Or maybe I haven't. Nope, just kidding. I'm good. I am good. Wasn't expecting that, but I'll take it. Alright, so... in the same way that I've done this previously... You know what? Let's do it a little bit differently just for fun. Let's set up... 3 pilers in a row. It's going to take a second for the last one to build, but that's fine. Just going to be a little different for fun. Alright, so there's 3 in a row. Let's go ahead and connect the mines. And then we will have a single splitter right here. Voila. And now it's just a matter of getting that titanium back over to the other line. Actually, it looks like those over there are starting to run a little bit low. So we'll have to move them. And we have not 1, but 2 massive silicon veins that I haven't even touched on this planet. And yet I'm already importing silicon, which is hilarious. So I think once I have the new mines built, I'm going to come back here and attach those to some of these large new deposits. But for now, I just want to get this worked out. Alright, so this should improve our titanium situation even more. Beautiful. Look at that. Now these are showing as being low, which is interesting. But they still have 165k to go with. So I don't know, maybe it's just the rate at which they're mining at this point, and the game is programmed to give you warnings. Alright, looks like things are piling up a little bit now, which is good to see. What's weird is that, you see what's happening here? Some of these are not piling. Why are you not piling? You see how some of them are piled correctly and some aren't? Why is that? I mean, I'll figure it out later, but it's strange. Because everything coming through here should be piled. Everything. Okay, so with that being done, we should now have a much more solid... Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that output. Alright, so titanium is in much better shape now. You know where we're still struggling, though? Right here. So I'm actually going to let's see. Well, this is the storage for computer chips, and I need to delete that, I think, because at this point it's not necessary to have. And it's taking up space a little bit. So what I'll do is have it run around this way. A little bit finagled. Now let's take all of our computer chips that we just picked up and put them back on the line. And now what I can do... Yeah, let me go ahead and delete these rocks. This is a big old rock. But if I destroy them myself, I'll have a little bit more visibility on what I need to do here. Excuse me, what? Oh, that was not going the way I thought it was. Okay, cool. Problem solved. Actually, you know what? I'm not a huge fan of the way that line was crooked, so let's just... Hang on. If I do this, it's right on a latitude change, so this is going to be a little bit obnoxious. There we go. That's better. It's not the most beautiful thing in the world, but... Alright, let's move you here. Now, you don't need to go to that splitter, but... What would be ideal is if you could come over here. Alright, it ain't pretty, but it's working. And now I have a little bit more room to expand that particular production line. Because we haven't had too many of those resources going out. But we have another resource that we can mine for that, which is, I'll show you, fractal silicon. So eventually, even this is not something we're going to rely on for the production of this resource. Crap, what technology did we just finish? Hang on. Let's see if I can figure it out. Probably ray transmission efficiency, right? Yeah, I think it was. Yeah. So now we're researching vertical construction. Very good. All right. I mean, I'm definitely starting to see more of these resources piling up. I would really have to go back to Alpha Andromedae and stare at them for a while to be super confident. The main issue is that I'm still seeing... Oh wow, iron ore is not making it all the way down to those. How is that even possible? I've got these piled so high. That is shocking. I mean, I've got iron just pouring in. And despite how much I've got the density of these lines improved with the pilers, it's just not enough. And I can see, just watching the line go by, some of them are piled and some aren't. Not sure what to make of that. Yeah, these reserves are almost gone. So let's see what else. I'm not doing anything with this stone mine here, which is hilarious. Power-wise, we're okay. So iron is not making it all the way down. How are we doing here? I mean, we're slowly but surely getting more magnets built. I mean, one way to do this would be to have 2 outputs, but that almost seems like it would be the same as just prioritizing the output on one port, you know? Let's see what happens if we do that just for a moment. So this is going to, it's going to kneecap how much iron these are getting, which I feel like is not going to work in the long term. But everything is so highly stacked. Let's see if, okay, this is what I wanted to see. Let's see if this can sustain itself for just a moment. Starting to get more heading down that way, but now we're having the same problem as expected on the magnet side. Doesn't seem like it's as bad though. Like right now it actually does seem like it's getting better. I'm watching to see how, if you want to know what I'm looking at specifically, this line here, I'll point to it. I want to see this iron coming in from this splitter, because this is prioritized now this way. So this is the non-prioritized line. If I see that iron getting all the way down to the end of the line and feeding all of the magnet producers, then I'll be a bit of a happier camper. Again, this is something I can address with the faster mines, which all I need to make those at this point is optical grading crystal. That's the only ingredient I'm missing. And I don't have a source for that yet, but I can get one real quick. So there's an argument to be made for, you know, what I'm doing here right now is good enough. Let's go ahead and head off world now that things are picking up a little bit on this planet. And then once I have the better mines, then I can make this even more self-sufficient. Silicon is getting better now, which is good to see. I think I have silicon coming in as well from this direction. I do. It's probably worth it to set up some pilers on these lines as well, but I'm not going to do that just yet. Yeah, this deposit still has a good amount left in it. See, the only reason this is sustaining right now is that we have enough magnets in this storage to kind of keep things going while iron is being prioritized. But it does definitely seem like, at least as a temporary fix, that did help. What I really want to see is for iron to completely back up. Because if iron completely backs up, which, by the way, would involve it getting all the way down here more, and it's still not. Like, all of the iron I'm producing is getting eaten up. Okay, hang on. Hang on. There might be more I can do. I don't need the iron to actually be down low until a little bit farther along the line here. So let's put you in place like this. Lower this belt down to there. Okay, and now let's delete a little bit more power. That gives me a bit more room to have iron coming down this way as far as possible. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what I was hoping for. No pun intended. Okay, so now we have even more iron production. So it does, I mean, that's going to have a doubling effect. So it's going to cause... Here's what I'm hoping will happen right now. Here's what I'm kind of trying to force. If I can get iron to actually start backing up, the iron ingots specifically to start backing up. See, it's starting. It's starting right now. And if it backs up all the way to the point that it starts getting stored, then I may be able to kind of fine-tune how much I'm producing. I can delete one smelter and balance the production of these two resources. So right now, over the last minute, we're producing more than we're consuming. Specifically, we're producing about... it's not that much more. We might actually be still at about cap. But we are producing more than we're consuming. And we're absolutely consuming more magnets than we're producing, but that's because of the change in prioritization. And the change in prioritization is only a problem while this line is not fully backed up. And you can see it's slowly making its way. You want to watch this part right here. It's staying moving, but it's getting more and more backed up to the point that it will eventually back up to storage. And because there's so much storage, I mean, I could delete the storage, and that would be one way to ensure that we didn't have an issue here with magnets later on. I just wish there was a way to ensure, like, even more iron on the line than I have right now, and I'm piling it about as much as I possibly can, or at least I think I am. So, all right, that's not a tenable solution. I'm going to go ahead and turn that off, and we're going to leave the planet for the time being. Let's go back to Alpha Andromedae 2 and take a look at how things are developing. And then I want to keep looking for some of these other resources. As nice as it is to have them importing, the way that I've got them importing, there are some additional ones that I need to go ahead and get to make everything more efficient. Also, I feel like my oil situation might be about to become a problem again. I haven't checked up on that in a long while. And I'm looking at these drips going, that's not a lot of oil on the line. Yeah, that's not a lot of oil on the line at all. So we're going to have to take a look at that. How are we doing here? Oh, are we backed up? Oh my god, we are. We are backed up on energetic graphite here, which is hilarious. So it might be time. This is temporary, fully temporary, but I can build some additional storage so that that is somewhat less of a problem in the short term. But as soon as those fill up, we'll continue to have a problem with that. It does seem like oil-wise, we're finally okay here. So that drip is kind of serving its purpose. The question is enough oil making it down to fully power everything here? Not quite. How we doing on power? Totally fine. More than fine. So that's good to see. Well, in that case... Hang on, how are we doing on warpers? There's another question. Ooh, we actually aren't producing... Really? We're actually falling behind on the production of these now. That's surprising. Why is that? Seems like we're running low on... Alright, let's get over here and take a look. I mean, these are producing about as fast as they can, so this is a saturated production line. They're just not... I just need to be making more of them, basically. Which is not a huge problem. I need graphene, copper. Yeah, all those resources are right here. Although it looks like I have to move some stuff around to make it happen. Lots of spaghetti madness. Are any of us surprised? Not really. All right, let's just replace a few things in inventory here. I'm also going to pay a quick visit. All right, this is full. But I believe plastic is using water. Yes? No. What's using water now? Anything? Do these lines even have a purpose anymore? All this water production here. I don't think they do. All right, let's look at this. Water was going into the production of sulfuric acid, which is no longer needed. And it was going into the production of organic crystal, which is no longer needed. What else is water used for? Titanium glass. But it's not used for anything along these lines. So wait a minute. Where is the titanium glass that I'm making getting its water? Unless I have my water being... Do I have my water being flown around? I don't recall doing that. Oh no, I have an entirely different water apparatus, don't I? So this is just... Tell you what, let's go ahead and add to our storage here. Because I have one of the reasons I'm looking at my water is I have a lot of water I want to offload from my inventory. So that's done. Okay, well, speaking of having water that I need to offload from my inventory, we're going to delete this entire line. Because it's not being used by anything anymore. This is the water, right? Yeah, it is. Alright, so that makes things a little bit simpler. Gives me a ton of water to offload, though. And we are 32 minutes in. Where does the time go when I'm recording this game? Holy crap. Alright, so here's what I'll do. I'm going to go ahead and pour this water into storage. Done. Yeah, oil is definitely going to need a bit of a top-up. And I'm going to need to start looking for off-world sources of oil. Oil is something I'm going to need to import. It's not going to be long before we don't have any oil left on this planet. But there are still a few crude oil seeps that I haven't tapped yet. I just need to find them. So there's one there, one there. There's... Alright, I've tapped that one. But there's probably at least 2 or 3 other good ones. Yeah, here's a 3.1 that I haven't touched and a 3.1 that I haven't touched here. So there are some additional oil sources that I'll go ahead and link in at the beginning of the next episode to get that situation resolved. But then I need to get optical grading crystal importing as soon as possible. Okay, this copper vein needs to be relocated somewhat. There's a copper mine. We need those new mines. So I need optical grading crystal. I need it yesterday. So we're going to work on that. Okay, that's a little bit better. So, oil, and then optical grading crystal from really any planet that I can find it on. So we might be visiting a new system next episode or two to get that done. I would probably prefer to find a system that has multiple types of resources available that I'm not yet importing, because there are still a few others. And then, of course, unipolar magnets are going to be a very important addition to our resources as well, because they allow us to build plane smelters. And those are some incredibly important pieces of technology to have, especially given the issues that we're having with production speed on Alpha Andromedae 4. That's really going to solve a lot of the problem. So it's these two structures in particular I'm going to start looking into building. And that will involve possibly a visit to a black hole before long, too. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If it's not your first time or even your second, look for the join button to access unique emotes, badges, and other perks. New episodes are coming out every day at noon U.S. Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.